Hi everyone. Today let's try to solve this problem, reverse words in a string. So given an input string S, we have to reverse the order of the words. So something like this, we just have to reverse the order. So blue comes first, then is, sky, the. A word is defined as a sequence of non-space characters. The words in S will be separated by at least one space. Okay. S may contain leading or trailing spaces or multiple spaces between the two words. A returned string should only have a single space separating the words. Do not include any extra spaces. Okay, that makes sense. So given this example, there are some leading and trailing spaces, but the output here is the reverse of the order of the words, and we won't see any trailing spaces. Here there are a couple of extra spaces in the middle, a good example, and here we see that we remove the spaces. Okay, now let's look at the constraints. S length is this. S contains English letters, uppercase, lowercase, digits, and spaces. And there is at least one word in the string. Okay, at least one word will be present. There won't be any blank string. Okay, so now let's look at how we can solve this problem. Let me open up a new thing. So let me just take the example once. The sky is blue. Okay. The sky is blue. And now we just have to reverse the order, right? One simple, what I can think about right away is we can split all the words into an array. So the array will be the sky is blue. And then we just have to iterate the array in a reverse direction and print the string. Okay, and the time complexity in this case is going to be O of n, because we're just going to iterate through the string twice. One is to separate the words, and the next time is to append them into a separate string. And also at the end we have to take care of trimming the spaces. Okay, and okay, let's consider a case when there are spaces in between the words. So a good example, here we can see a good, say 3 example. In this case, if we split the string based on a space, right, we can get a good. And then if we split in terms of spaces, we can get a blank get a blank string as well. So in such a case, we can get 2 blank strings, I guess. So in such a case, when we are appending the word, we have to make sure that we don't append these blank characters. Okay, here also the time complexity is going to be O of n. And when we see the space complexity, right, we basically are storing all these words in an array. Okay, and then we are going to append them to a single string. So that we can do using string builder. But to store everything in an array, the space complexity will also be O of n. Okay, so I hope the logic behind it is pretty clear. We basically just have to trim these characters, split the characters of the string, and then just print it out in reverse order. So let's go to the coding part of it and let's try to code it in real time, and let's see if we encounter any issues. Okay, so given the string, now we thought we'll split the string, right? So let me split the string, and the split string, let's split it based on space. Okay, and now let's iterate this array in a reverse direction. Got it? And now we have to create an answer array, right? Answer string. So a string, as you know, is a mutable class within Java. So if we create a string answer and keep on appending to it, it's going to create separate string objects. So to prevent that and to use an immutable object, let's use the string builder class. Okay, so the answer will be a string builder, and to convert it to a string we can just do answer.toString. So this is much more efficient than creating multiple objects. So let's create a string builder for answer. Okay, and now we just have to append it, right? But before appending, let's make sure that the word is not blank. So words of I dot is blank. If words of I is not blank, then we're just going to append it. Words of I, and along with that we have to append a blank character, right? And before returning, right, towards the end we will have a blank character. So to remove that, when we are returning our answer, let's make sure that we trim the spaces. Okay, so let's just run it once. One second. Let's just run it and see if it's working. Okay, looks like these 3 test cases passed. Let's just submit it. Okay, looks like this did work. Now there's also, so here we can see that our space complexity is O of n, because we had to store all the elements, all the splitted words in an array. So they're asking if we can solve it without using O of 1 extra space. So let's just conceptually think of it. We basically should not we should not use an extra space array. So let us assume that this is a 2-char array, okay? 2-char array. I know if we do want to convert it, especially in Java, if we want to convert this into a 2-char array, we're going to use O of n space. But let's assume that a 2-char array is given to us, and let's just reverse the entire string where the time complexity is going to be O of n. So in that case, we're going to have E, L, P, M, A, X, E. We're going to have 3 blanks, then D, O, G, blank, A, and let's say that there's another space here in front, just to make it a bit more complicated. And here also, let's say there's some space. So now when we want to do it with no extra space, one thing which we can do is, when we're iterating through it, right, we have to find the first non-blank character, and as soon as we find the first non-blank character, put it in the correct space. So here this will be the correct place, right? E, L, M, A, X, E. And then we are going to encounter a blank space. Whenever we encounter a blank space, just reverse whatever we have till now, whatever string is created till now. We do have to keep track of the start and end indexes. So in this case, it can be E, X, A, M, P, L, E, and let's insert a space. Okay, and now this part of the array is done. Now let's iterate again, and again you're going to encounter a non-blank character. So let's just keep it here, and then we're going to encounter a space. So we have to reverse the word till that. So it's going to be D, it's going to be good, and then insert a blank. Then let's go to A. Okay, and then again we encounter a space, so reverse this, which is just going to be A, and after that we're just going to go through all the rest, and then at the end we just have to trim the 0. Okay, so this can be a way of solving this with O of 1 space, because we don't really need a new array. we're just doing it to this array itself. So this is one way to do it, and the time complexity again will be over n. Okay, I think that's it for this question. Thanks for tuning in. Bye bye.